Back to the stage, Fox and Bones, Sarah and Scott. Thanks for putting on such an amazing show tonight. I'm going to move a little so these cameras can get me and I can be here with you. So, for those of you who are fans of Go magazine and the wonderful articles that Lisa Britton writes, you might already be informed that this is going to be a record-breaking year. And so, what show was tonight's show on your journey to 1,000?
I think we're somewhere around, I think like 960 something.
Woo! So you've got how many shows on this upcoming tour?
We've got about, I think maybe 35 or 35 or so dates about.
Yeah. We have, technically we're on 2 tours. They're all 1 tour. Are you counting the other one too?
Yes.
Clearly the math, we're just not. Our spreadsheet does that for us.
Which is really impressive. I mean, especially after the break that you had to take. And also, like, you were in other bands to start with. Mm-hmm. You were in a band, Sarah, where you wore a superhero costume.
Yes.
And,
yes.
Form-fitting, I might add.
Yeah. Thanks, Scott.
And you were in another band that did not wear superhero costumes. Is that correct, Scott?
We didn't wear superhero costumes, but we didn't wear sleeves. So that
we wore a lot of vests without shirts underneath.
Without, yeah.
Very rock and roll of you.
Pirate rock, I guess.
Yeah.
It's interesting how you went from like that to this, and you had been together before. So like, talk about that transition, like where and when you decided, these other things, they're not worth it.
I can tell you right about the moment that I had that epiphany. Sarah and I have been playing music for about 4 or 5 months, and I was on tour at that time with my psychedelic rock band, and we were staying 6 sweaty guys to one room, or to one house that had 4 or 5 cats. And so there wasn't anywhere, everyone had to sleep on the floor, and
half the band was allergic to cats.
Half the band got cat scratch fever, which I thought was a fake disease, and that was the moment I was like, let's give it a try with 2.
Yeah, it turns out, hotel rooms are easier, cars are easier. I mean, just everything's easier with 2. But for me, it was just the fact that Fox and Bones was, doing so well. It's just hard to tour with more people, and I kind of felt like, what I was doing with my rock band, there was kind of like an end date for that. But I think the way that we've both coped is that, when we have a backing band, we play a little bit more rock and roll. And if you buy our album and you hear it, it's definitely more than just what you heard tonight. It's more on the rock and roll side. So we bring a little bit of that into this, and that makes it all work.
Yeah, I mean, the records are fantastic. Like the duo is wonderful.
Thank you.
And you definitely have a very rich, full sound when you play as a duo, and it's also very rich and full with the full bands on the record. So it's a nice combination of both.
It's nice to have options.
Yeah. And after you left here last year in February, like you had your busiest year to date, is what you said, and you did Europe and the U.S. And so like, how was it last year for you compared to like how it's been this year? I know it's early in the year, but it is a little different.
I think it was nice to get back out on the road. I think all of us had felt a little cooped up, and so getting back out on the road, getting to perform and play music and do the craft felt like a joy.
Yeah, definitely. I think especially last summer, things really popped off because it felt like the first summer where things were like fully back and things were being rescheduled from previous years. And so this year feels hectic in a different way. Last year was just like, all the things. And this year we have strategically planned a lot more things. And so it's feeling good though. It's definitely, this is going to be our longest tour since the pandemic. So.
Nice. And one of the other things that you do besides the duo is you were the founders of the Portland Folk Festival, which came back in full force this year. And talk about how you got that started.
Well, we got it started as a way to get all our musician friends together. We play so many gigs out that we didn't get to see what our friends were working on. And so we figured if we book them all in one place, we can see what they've been working on, and the kind of energy and the joy of the event carried over. And so we've decided just to keep on putting our all into it and and it's yeah.
Yeah, we started at like a 100-person venue in Portland. Where it was like just for us, and then we realized that this was a thing that there was people we didn't know that came, and we're like, oh, this is the thing people want. And in 3 years, it grew to the Crystal Ballroom, which is like an 1,800-person venue in Portland. And even after 2 years off, we expanded to 3 days this year, and it was.
I have fever dreams about it.
Yeah, it was stressful, but we pulled it off,
Yeah,
and it was super fun.
That would be one of the things that made this year a little bit more hectic in a different way. Is
Yes.
that it was a huge festival, huge crowds, like an amazing lineup, and so kudos to you guys for keeping it alive. And it was once again a pleasure having you here.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you.
us.
I saw the little trumpet
In my back
in
pocket.
Scott's hat when he came in. And I was like, oh, look at that cute little prop for the merch table.
Oh no, that is
And
functioning. A functioning kazoo.
So it was super fun to see and hear you play it. So, yeah. Everybody, thank you for coming.
Yes, thank
Once
you so
again,
much.
thanks
for
Sarah
having
and Scott.
We'll be at
Feel
the merch
free
table if you want to say hi.
to buy all the merch so that they can restock once they get home.
Thank you, Brian.
Yeah.